Howdy Hope and welcome. We're gonna get to what's going on here in just a second. I want to tell you that I am here because it is week 5 of Jessie James Bead's Summer Bead Blast, and that is a challenge that they are doing. It's a 15-week long challenge. Yes, we're on week 5. You can go back and find all of them. I'll have a graphic at the end that shows you what weeks 1 through 5 have been. But it's a prompted jewelry challenge, which there's not a whole lot of those. And so, of course, I had to jump on that train. I am a Jessie James Beads design ambassador, so I do have a couple of these that I will be doing that they have asked me to do. But the rest of these I am just doing for fun because who doesn't need a little bit more design inspiration? So, and I've got all of these beautiful beads that they have sent me, and I thought that's the perfect time to use them. So, like I said, it is week 5. That runs June 26th to July 2nd. They will soon be announcing week 6 through 10. So keep an eye on the website, the Facebook page, and Instagram for that information. But this week's prompt is well connected. So that's about using connections in different ways. And if you saw my video last week, spoiler, I am totally using what I mentioned, which is taking some of this beautiful chain reaction and some of the little connections in it to create some things. So I believe I'm going to make several pairs of earrings with this. So if you haven't seen the chain reaction from Jessie James Beads, it's a pretty neat product. So it comes, most of these have been broken down and used, and that's why I've selected them. But it comes with one specific glass bead on it that has been wire wrapped on either end, and then several different connections between those. So each one I've gotten has been a little bit different. But like this one has these little diamond shaped ones with the loops on the end, and then this pillow one with loops on the end, and they're connected with these soldered links between them. So you just have to cut the soldered links to get them apart, or if you want to use it as a chain, it's already connected. So I really like that they're all kind of different and unique, and that these little links in there are basically connectors. This is the one I used last week, and how pretty is that little filigree connector in there. So that's what gave me idea to use that for the well connected. So I've already kind of started, y'all. I went through some of my, if you saw my, what week was it? My memory wire, it was week 3. I made a memory wire bracelet, and I used this box of beads from Jessie James Beads. I have sorted by color, but I've also got, like, y'all, I've got piles and piles of beautiful beads from them that I can sort through. But I started by going through some of the charms that I have, and first I pulled out these charms from the Lily, what is it called? I've got some more. It's the Color Trends Bead Mix in Lily. So it's these beautiful little frilly tassel-y charms. And then I've also found these charms, which I believe were in the Magical Mystery Bead Box. It was the book one. I'll put a link to that one, to that unboxing above, because I really loved these charms. So I used them in a pair of earrings, and now I think I'm going to use them in another. So far what I've decided, I'm going to kind of tell you what I've decided, and then I'm going to maybe mess around with these a little bit more. So I have these, and I really like these little ball connectors here, and thought they would be really great to connect to those. So I'm going to take this one out of this section here, cutting it down. And I think also I may have been also in that bead mix were these little teardrop black beads. So I will make a connector using some wire to connect this link to that link to there, and have a beautiful little pair of earrings. So I think I'm going to do something similar maybe here, but I kind of want, I'm trying to decide, I think I want a bead above here to connect to my ear wire, like so. And so I need some pink beads or something to go between those. So I'm going to dip into here real quick, and I do have, oh y'all, I've got these pretty pink beads, which are beads by the dozen from Jessie James that I received from them, and I will link to these if I can find them. Well, I can find them, but I think, y'all, they are the exact right color of pink. How perfect is that? Yes, yes, yes. So I think I'm going to probably put those there with that. And then these. Okay. What else? What else? What else? So I do have these two beads that have already been cut off one of the chain reactions. So I'm wondering how I can use it. Now I'll tell you something about me is if there is an open link, like so a loop or a end of a eye pin or something like that, I don't like them to be bald. It either has to be a head pin or I have to add something to it. So this will either be connected in one way or another. I'm thinking it could be really neat to have that as the top piece. And let's see, I do like the links that came with it, but would it be fun? See, I already have the, oh, that would be really neat. Okay, so I've got one here. These long links and then some kind of large bead. Ooh, to give it some weight. How exciting is that? Okay, so we're gonna see. Now, should I do, I like that blue, so we're gonna look in the blue. Ooh, these could be really pretty. That might be exactly what I need. All right. Oh yeah. Huh, those are perfect. Yes, can you all see that? Perfect. All right, so we're gonna do, so I've got to get the connection from there. I've done that, so I want to do one more. I'm gonna put these back so I don't lose them. And I'm gonna do one more with this other chain reaction that I have. And y'all look, I've got these little bits that I'm going to save, and then I'll have them for something else later. All right, so, well, you know what, that one came out of this one. So let's take a look. What do I want to use? Do I want to use another one of these little pillows? Or do I want to use the bead that's in them? I kind of want to use the little pillow. And let's see, we've got silver going on there. So I maybe, let me see, we're going to look in here again. And I have some, how heavy are these? Maybe not those. They're a little heavy. Even though that little chain reaction is fairly light. And let me see. I thought I had some really fun. Where are they? Here. No, that's not them. Oh, there it is. These like urchin, and I think these may have been in that magical mystery bead box too. So these little urchin beads could be at the bottom with something in the middle to connect them. What would be fun? Let's take a look at these together and then we can decide. So I like these little pillow ones, and we're gonna do these maybe at the bottom. I may need a, you know what, I kind of want to do a stack of something there, so I want something kind of small. Do I have, oh, you know what? Now, well, that could be interesting. I have these fire polished, is that what they were? I'll have to look it up. These beautiful little fire polish beads they just sent me that could be really nice above and below on these, since the opening of those is kind of big. And then I can do something that goes with that. Let's see, do I have a nice, I have, well, let's see how these, because I do love these like tangerine orange ones. Do they go well with that? I think they might. Let's see, I want to put these next to, not that it's going to matter. I think that the color is subtle enough that they will go together. All right, so I'm going to start pulling all this together, y'all. How easy is this going to be? All right, some of this is going to be clipped down. So let's start with the ones I started with. I'm going to pull these off to the side, try to keep everything together. Isn't this fun? Oh my gosh, I love a good challenge. I love it, love it, love it. All right, and I'm going to clip this off here, like so. So are you playing along with the JGB Summer Bead Blast, or are you just watching from the sidelines? I really think you ought to play along, because you know what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to end up with more jewelry. I mean, how can that can't be bad. Alright, so I have a little bit of 22 gauge wire here in a gold, so that will be perfect. And if you know me, you know I do love me a wrapped loop. So what I am gonna do is start by making a wrapped loop around like this. Now I could just as easily use an eye pin to do this, but like, you know, I do love me a wrap loop. All right, so I have made my loop and left the tail on it so that I can make sure I get these things connected. Now, this charm obviously has a simple loop on it and can be opened, but I think for me, it's gonna be a lot easier to connect it this way so that I don't mess up that beautiful little configuration there. And what I think I mentioned it before, what's great about this piece is it's actually 2 bead caps and a bead in there. So there are 3 pieces and a head pin that come with this. So if you don't like this bead, you can take it apart and you've got 3 other pieces on it. How neat is that? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. I am going to close this loop and then wrap like so. And then close that like these. Now if you don't know how to make it, did I already say that? If you don't know how to make a wrap loop, I do have a tutorial up. Put it right there so you can watch it if I haven't already connected it. My last video should also have a tutorial. I'm not sure. Now the fun part, now I know this is gonna be the top. Are we gonna put this like leading down so the teardrop goes down? Or do we like the teardrop up? Oh, I think I like it up. Traditional. I know. Traditional. All right. So now I'm going to make another. Keep grabbing the wrong round nose pliers. I don't know why I have so many out on my desk. I'm a designing fool. All right. So I'm going to make another loop here. And before I make that wrap, I will open it and slip it through. Let's see. Now we're going to close it and wrap. Alright, and now I need my flush cutters. Trim that, tuck it, and this is what that earring is going to look like. So wonderful. I love it. I love it. Okay, one second. Alright, so I'm going to only make one of each of these on camera, and I will finish them off camera with the ear wires once I get them done. So that is that first one. Let's go ahead and go with this second one here. So we'll start again with cutting off the links, the little connectors that we want. I really love these little, that was like, as soon as I saw these, I was like, oh, I meant to do that one. It's okay. It's okay. Jesse James has more if I need more. Alright, I like to keep my little pieces here picked up and clean so I don't accidentally get them wrapped into something. Alright, so this one, I think we may, since there's less pieces of it, may go ahead and try to open this little link here and connect it. So let's see how that does. Cross your fingers, everybody. I'm just going to open it a tiny little bit. Ah, perfect. Slip that on and close that little loop. Oh, this is going to be super cute, y'all. Okay, I'm going to get another piece of gold 22 gauge wire. Oh, it's going to fly across. I'm getting excited, so things are flying. And I'm going to do the exact same procedure here with making a wrapped loop. You know, in this one I can close it, so I'm going to go ahead and close one end of it so I can make sure it's nice and tight. So 1, 2, most of my wraps tend to be about 3 wraps. If it gets longer than that, I will go ahead and trim it so it's not too bulky. But for the most part, you know, once you make jewelry for a while, you start getting a rhythm of things, and it all winds up being the same. So it just takes some practice with some of these things. It's, yeah, it just takes practice, y'all, like everything. You know, nobody picks up a tuba and can just play it. Well, there may be somebody out there that can do that, but Most of us cannot pick up a musical instrument and just play it. And the same goes for any kind of skill. You've got to practice it. All right, so I am going to slip this one, and you know what? I'm just now noticing that the holes on these might be a little large. So they are. So I'm going to do my little trick. I'm going to trim that wire off, that loop we just made, because that was my mistake for not noticing the size of those. So what I do when they're large, I might go do that. I might grab some little gold seed beads. I've already trimmed that. It is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to almost double the length of what I would bend my wire at, and then turn it up and do those, like I said, 3 wraps. 1, 2, and actually I'm only going to do about 2.5 for this one. I'll straighten that out, slip on that bead, and I still have that much of a tail. I'm leaving that for now, and I'm going to make my loop on the other side, like so. I will open this, slip it on my little filigree connector here on the other side from my super cute dangly charm. You know, these are so lightweight. Oh my gosh, they are going to be so perfect, especially for like a little girl that wants to have dangly earrings, but you don't want them to have anything too heavy. These would be so perfect. All right, so these, you know what, these might be perfect for my goddaughter. Ooh, I might have to gift these for her. All right, so I basically made a double loop. So I wrapped down to my bead, and then I wrapped up to my loop. And now I will trim like so. So now I've got my trim. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that, because again, this might be for a little girl. I definitely don't want anything pokey. So where that little tail is, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wrap back up to my loop, and this basically just makes like a bulkier wrap. That's all it is. Once I get back up to my loop, if there's excess wire, I will go ahead and trim that as well. Again, push down that little tail so there's nothing poking up. I think that's it. Okay, and that is pretty stinking cute, y'all. Oh, I love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside and do them in a second. I'm over here with that one. I really love these, y'all. These are my colors. This is my jam. This is what we're going to do. So what way did I say we were going to do it? Like these. So we're going to need some, at least one jump ring for this one. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take this off of the split ring that it is on. And I'm going to grab my, oh my gosh, my desk, y'all, is craziness. I just had my jump rings. Where are they? There they are. Hopefully nothing falls in that configuration. So I just need a couple little jump rings there. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to only do one at a time here. And I will slip on a jump ring to one of these loops on this little wrapped crystal, and then slip on one of these connectors, and then try to locate my bent nose pliers, y'all, and I will close that loop just like so. Okay, and then for the bottom I'm gonna use a head pin. So I've got some ball end head pins in here. So I'm going to put my extra pieces here, and just gonna, I'm hoping that'll work because these ball end head pins are kind of tiny. Okay, so I've got that on there, and then again use my round nose pliers, and we're going to make a wrapped loop. Big surprise. Is anybody surprised what I do? We are going to end up though with very quickly with just these little components, chain reaction components, and a smattering of beads and charms, have 4 pairs of really beautiful earrings. So, all right, so wrap loop connected to that little connector, like so, and we're gonna trim, get that over there, and tuck. Oh, I think these are gonna be my favorite, y'all. We'll see when I get them all done, but these are definitely my style. All right, oh, they're gonna be so good. So good. Okay, so we're gonna get another little basket to put our head pin and our jump ring and all our little components. And we will do our last one. I don't know, these are gonna be really pretty too. So how are we gonna do this one? I'm gonna need at least one silver, no, yeah, I'll need 2 silver head pins. And you know what, I may just use some silver, yeah, I'll use some silver wire in between. So we'll start with our head pin. So I've got these little fire polished crystals. So I'm gonna slide one of those on. And then this like urchiny bead. Oh, you know what? This is, some of these are, I don't know where I got these head pins, but some of them are like thicker at the base and they don't work on little beads with the little holes. So we're gonna see if this one does better and make sure it goes all the way to the base. Ah! Oh, I'm gonna fight with head pins, or I may have to go find some thinner gauge head pins. All right, that one works. I'm gonna find one more. Check it. Check it, check it, check it. Oh, I think my eyeballs are crossing. I'm so excited. All right, that one's gonna work too. All right, at least on that bead. So let's not use that bead. All right, so I finally have that on there along with my little urchin and then the other bead. These are so tiny and precious. I am having a hard time. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and make a wrapped loop up and around, and I will go ahead and close that since I will use some wire to make that other one a link connector, that other bead. So I'm not gonna wrap this one 3 times because that bead is so tiny and delicate. I do not want to crush it. So I'm going to trim that excess, and I will try to push down that little tiny bit and pray that I do not crush that beautiful little bead. Okay, I think I got it. And that is going to spin a little because I don't get it as tight, but that could be something more fun, you know? It will be just fine. All right, now I need a piece of wire. Let me grab that. All right, so here is some 22 gauge wire. And again, let's do it. Let's do it. And this one I will have to do that connection we did a minute ago. So we will make our loop. Up and over, twist and around, open our loop, slip it on to our dangle that we just created, close that loop, and then wrap it. 1, 2, oh, that was 3, I miscounted, but that's 3. And since I do have excess, because that does happen sometimes, I will trim that excess. And as always, tuck, tuck, tuck. All right, and then I'm gonna slip on this beautiful tangerine bead. Make sure it is nice and straight in there because, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten my wire because it comes on a roll and it comes out curved. So there, now it is straightened. All right, so I will make another loop like so, up and around. And again, do not close it. Slip it open, and we've got, oh, I haven't cut off my other little pillow bead. I got too excited, y'all. This is how I make mistakes, is if I get too excited. So I am done with that chain. So I will, here we go. little pillow bead, got a tiny loop on the end, and we're gonna try to get our wire through there. There. So we'll slip that down all the way up to here. Take this, close it, and then make a wrapped loop. I'll trim it. So, keep my little extra wire for my other one. So I'm trying to tuck, and that's gonna be that one. Oh, okay. Okay, last little bowl. I'm gonna put these together. Okay, y'all, I'm going to put these other ones together off camera, and I will be back in a second to do the final touches. Now for our last step of these, I've gotten these together. We're just going to add some ear wires. So I grabbed ear wires for each of these, and all of them have loops that can be twisted open. So I'm just going to take these tweezer nose pliers again, twist open that loop, and then slip on whatever kind of loop is at the top. If it's one of the formed connectors like this one or whatever, slip that on, and then twist close that loop. And then I'll go down the line. I'm going to open this one, twist it open. This one has our double wrapped bead up here, so I'm going to slip that on and close it. This one has a different kind of loop on it, so it's, instead of like a simple loop like the other ones, it's more of a, I don't know, because it's this lever back ear wire. But it still just twists open. Just do it carefully. Take your loop. So that one's got that wrap loop there of that little bead. And we'll twist it all closed again. And then this last one, the only difference from the first two is that it's silver. So we're going to slip it open. Find the little loop on the connector here. Put that on and then slip it closed, and y'all, I now have 4 pairs of earrings using some very, you know, simple elements. I love those links and that chain reaction. It really just kind of makes everything so sparkle fancy. I don't know. Alright guys, I'm going to get some pictures of these for you and put them here at the end so you can get a better look. If you have any questions about any of this process, don't hesitate to let me know. I will link some of these to some of these things that I know that you can find on the Jessie James Bead site, but I do encourage you to just go explore the site and see what you can find. We'll definitely be linking up the chain reaction. But yeah, join in the Summer Bead Blast. Check out that hashtag JJB Summer Bead Blast and make something beautiful too. I will talk to you later. Bye.